This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show and podcast that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next hour, we're going to be talking about some interesting things. During the second part of our show, we're going to talk about, believe it or not, mentorship and how it can actually help you. Forget the mentee. It'll actually help you be happier, healthier, and more productive. We'll find out more with the author, Amy Summers, somebody I've known for years and years and years. Right now, we go to Washington, D.C., and we speak to one of my favorite people, Karen Howard. She is the executive director and of the Organic and Natural Health Association. I finally got it right after all these years. And we're going to be talking about prevention and the health of the American people. Karen, welcome to Late Night Health. Are we
Thank
healthy?
you for having me back. Oh, no, not really. Some of us are, but overall, we have a population suffering from all kinds of ailments and problems. That is for sure.
You know, every now and then I read a story, in a newspaper or online that says a senior, maybe in their 80s, they don't have enough money. It's either food or prescription. So what they do is they split the prescription or the supplement, and you're supposed to take it once every day. Well, they take it once every other day to expand it, to extend it. And this is becoming more and more common, isn't it?
I would imagine so. People are really being squeezed just because everything in general has gotten more expensive, but certainly with healthcare, while we're all paying attention to gas prices, healthcare, the cost of healthcare has really gone up. And I mean, for those of us who are already on Social Security, we have an added advantage there. But even then, out-of-pocket costs can be tremendous. So when you're seeing increases in the actual premiums, and then, while we're at it, we're going to increase the co-payment. Oh, and your deductible is going to be higher. It's a real disincentive to even want to go to the doctor. And as somebody who really doesn't like to go to the doctor, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I hate going to the doctor, but I go. Um,
Yeah.
I do. Um, uh, let's see, this week, podiatry, trying to think of what else, and pain management, both in the same week. Now, I won't go back to the podiatrist for at least 6 months. Apparently, the last time I saw her was 2.5 years ago. I thought it was 6 months ago. Um, I try not to go. I do go to a internist, but my internist is a DO, and that's a doctor of
Osteopathic medicine.
osteopathic medicine. They have a bent toward nutraceuticals as well as pharmaceuticals. And here in California, you can be a DO and a surgeon. I have a friend who's a plastic surgeon and a DO and was on the board of plastic surgeons here in California. Why? I don't understand that. Our healthcare is like rated 33 out of the top Western countries. And yet we pay more for it
Mhm.
than anybody else in the world. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's a disincentive to stay healthy in this country. The money is only paid in terms of being able to increase the number of procedures that you perform, right? So the more doctors' visits they have, the more procedures they do, the more money that everyone can put back into the system that way. So other systems have been created differently, where they're actually more concerned about prevention and keeping people healthy so that they stay out of the system. And I think, I look back on when we had COVID and what was going on with vitamin D in Europe, especially in England. And they realized very quickly what they could do differently around vitamin D and changed up their protocols. So they were ensuring that people were getting enough vitamin D to keep them healthy. And it was just such a momentous shift. I have no idea if it stuck, but certainly we haven't had that kind of resurgence of what prevention can actually be in this country. And every time I do an interview like this, it's like, why don't the doctors tell you? Why do the doctors say you only need to take, 1,000 IU of vitamin D? And I said, they're not trained. We just don't have the education that some of unless they're a practitioner, like in California, you have access to naturopathic doctors, and it's much more progressive that way. But classic training and for medical providers has never integrated this in effectively into the training.
And they, as you said, allopathic docs really are not there for prevention. Allopathic being traditional Western medicine, and they don't understand prevention. They
No.
understand you have a cold, okay, take this and you won't sniffle, right? Take this and you won't have a headache. They don't. They're starting to say exercise. Of course, my doctor says more exercise, more exercise, more exercise, and I have to do it. I did go for a walk the other day, and I worked out for an hour yesterday. My point is, and I hurt. It was sore, but it felt good. It was a
That's
good sore.
good.
Yeah, it was a good thing. But most people don't do that, especially men, by the way.
Mm.
We tend to only go to the doctors when our spouse says go to the doctor, right?
Yeah. I would assume. I don't live with one, but yes, that's always been my experience.
Well, what about your son? Do you ever have to nag him to go?
He's actually, both of my kids are very proactive about their health, and they've, kind of explored the healthcare industry on their own because, mom, you're not a doctor. You just play one at home, which is kind of the mantra. So they don't really listen to me a lot about what I take and do, but they watch and they follow. So I'm okay with that. And so they both have, and they explore it in different ways. But my son has a very physical job. He works at the Arboretum, and so he's pretty good about trying to take care of himself that way and exercising. Sophia, on the other hand, has her other way of doing, how she does healthcare, and and it works for them, and they are both taking supplements.
Um, how many supplements do you personally take a day? I'm being nosy.
I probably consume 20 or 20 to 25 pills a day. I'm
And
guessing.
without, and you don't get gas?
No.
No? Because a lot of these things a lot of nutraceuticals you're supposed to take with food and things like that, but 25 a day. I just talked to somebody, I think he's over 100 a day.
Oh, I can't imagine. That would be way too much work.
And money, you know,
Absolutely.
right? Because good supplements are not necessarily cheap, except for vitamin
No.
D. Except for
Well,
vitamin D.
it is the least expensive of them all, and that is 100% true. But the reality is you put yourself at risk if you're buying the cheapest supplements on the shelves. Like I walked into a CVS while I was on a trip not too long ago, and I was stunned at the lack of the quality of brands that are on those shelves. I'm so used to working with the brands that are good and the ingredient suppliers that it just was like, oh my God, this is, and there are, the last time I did any digging on this, there were 10,000 bottles of stuff on a Target shelf.
Wow. And
That's impossible to find your way through that mirage. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
yeah, my problem with them, and of course I'm a layperson, I just talk about this stuff, is that fact that because it's mass produced, it was produced 3 years ago to get on the shelf today. And so it can be old. And even though it has an expiration date, maybe 2 years out, it's just older than some of the stuff that I buy online from reputable um, uh, manufacturers. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I mean, I, like you, do not shop in those stores. So I'm much more particular about who I buy from and what I have to admit, I mean, I do encourage people to pay the extra dollar or whatever it might be to ensure that you're getting a product that has met those objectives, that meets the law. People don't really understand that supplements are regulated as food, but they are. And there are seals and ways that you can kind of measure whether you want to spend your money there or not by knowing that they have been carefully vetted to make sure that they meet all the standards.
And I also look for things like organic as well as non-GMO. Our guest is Karen Howard, and she's the executive director of the Organic and Natural Health Association. She is also the co-host of Women Having Conversation. She's got a great producer, by the way, on that show.
Yes.
And it's a great show for women, particularly, but even more so, I think it's for everybody. So no matter what you are, you should listen to Women Having Conversations. How do people listen to that?
womenhavingconversations.com, and it's on your YouTube and where you get your podcast.
And so that's a good thing, right? So with that, we're going to take a time out. And when we come back, we'll continue with our friend, Karen Howard. Don't go away. By the way, you can visit us at latenighthealth.com. That's latenighthealth.com. All right, we'll be back. Don't go away.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Hi, my name is Karen Howard, and I wear a lot of hats. I'm CEO of Organic and Natural Health, but here's what I'm going to talk to you about today. There's a new podcast out there that you can't really miss. It's called Women Having Conversations. It's at womenhavingconversations.com. And we talk about it all, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in. You'll hear about things like vaginal dryness or raising kids, or do I date when I'm in my 50s, 60s, and 70s? It's a lot of fun. Come and visit.
Hi, my name is Ursine Evans, and I'm the formulator of Pure Sine all natural hair and skincare products. Did you know that it only takes 26 seconds for chemicals to penetrate into your body? I created an incredible line of energetic products, non-toxin, that protects the skin. Check us out on our website, all one word, ilovepuresine.com. ilovepuresine.com.
Now you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
Hello, this is Kukua from Kukua Fitness in Africa with Us Travels. I tell you what, if you love to move your boomsy, you want to work out, and you want to do it in the comfort of your home, well, hey, I've got this for you. We have an app. It's on your phone. You can also get it on your TV, and it's called kukuafitness.com. You are going to be dancing to African music from all over the continent of Africa. And by the way, did you know that you could also actually travel with us? africawithus.com, and go to any of the 54 countries in the continent of Africa and experience the best time of your life. So don't forget, either you want to move your boomsy or you want to take an awesome trip to Africa. I got your back.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen, and our guest is Karen Howard from the Organic and Natural Health Association. I keep looking at my cheat sheet because I want to make it right. The first 7 years that I knew Karen, I never got it right. Anyway, let's talk about this organization. This is a great organization for people. I mean, for consumers uh, to know about, because it's an industry, I think it's an industry watchdog to help
Oh,
consumers.
we certainly are very committed to educating consumers, and we have been since day one. We've won a couple of awards for it, especially around vitamin D. We're very proud of the work. Our scientific advisory council is premier. I love working with every single one of them. And, one of the things that I've always found, having been in this industry now probably more than 25 years, it's like there's so much information and it's so overwhelming for consumers that I just get great joy out of doing education. And I'm not a practitioner. I really do only play a doctor at home. So I feel everybody's, agony when it comes to what there's something else I'm supposed to take, how many glasses of water. I mean, it's overwhelming what you can do and how much you can spend. And I just think that's unnecessary. And our whole focus is, one, to ensure the integrity of the dietary supplement supply chain so that what you get in that bottle is good for you and works,
But
and
that's
then
what the
to help people
federal,
make those picks.
but that's what the Fed's law is. If it says vitamin C, that's what belongs in the bottle. I've been to MDs, and they say it doesn't matter what it says on the label. That you can put whatever you want in the bottle. They don't know, and that's the other thing. They don't know about supplements. We've already discussed that. But doctors, every day a new drug comes on the market, whether it's for cancer or headaches or weight loss. I mean, the weight loss thing, I was with a friend last week. He spent a couple $100 on a prescription for one of these new weight loss drugs. I mean, he is obese, so he needs it. And after 3 days, he stopped it. Why? Because it made him sick. And I keep
Yeah.
hearing stories about that. A certain number of percentage of people can't handle it. What also gets me is that with all these new drugs that come out, how does a doctor keep up? They're only human, right?
Well, and that explains why they have as little knowledge as they do most of the time around dietary supplements, because that is just an overwhelming task. And then, to try and tell them that you need to have your vitamin D at a certain level, they don't even know what you're talking about. That's just foreign for them.
Yeah.
It's not really their fault. Yeah.
I mean, and as we get older, not that you and I are getting older, but as we get older, as people get older, even doctors, you just can't absorb as much information anymore. So you got an 80-year-old doctor who's still practicing, and I think that's great. I do. Um, but at the same time, are they up on the latest techniques, technology, drugs, how the drugs work in the body, what to do if a patient gets one of these new weight loss drugs and is sick? It's concerning, you know.
Well, I mean, I think that's where it comes to when people have, they want to take care of their health and they want to do it this way and they want to be proactive. I mean, uh, our objective is really say, let's start in a way that makes sense for you. So you're not overwhelmed with all of this and you're not having to go for interpretation. And so we have this amazing site called nutrientpower.org, and it's strictly made for consumers. What we're focusing on in this education campaign is magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3. 90% of us are deficient in vitamin D. 80% of us are deficient in omega-3. Most people don't like to eat cold water fish. and anywhere from 50 to 80% are deficient in magnesium. And at least with the vitamin D and magnesium, the science shows that the two of them work really, really well
What are cold
together.
water fish?
Now you're talking about salmon and sardines and things I really love to eat, but a lot of people are not fish eaters, and it's hard to get your omega-3 level up. I mean, you want your omega-3 level between 8 and 12. And that takes a lot of effort to get it there. So that would mean a lot more fish, and fish can be expensive. So omega-3s are a great option for that.
You know, it's interesting. About a week ago, I saw a sale on fresh swordfish, and I bought some and grilled it. It was delicious. And then I thought, I haven't eaten swordfish in a long time. I want to learn about it. It's not a fish that you should eat. It's,
No, it carries a lot of heavy metals.
yes, mercury in particular. And I had forgotten that. Going back to learning, right? Because I hadn't bought swordfish in years, and uh, I'm buying today. I'm buying trout. Now that's it's not my favorite fish, but it does have omegas, and it does have other nutrients that are good. It's very to me it's bland. It's a bland fish tasting, but I'm going to smoke it. My point is that I try to mix up what I eat, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your diet needs to be varied. It needs to be colorful. It needs to be all those things that we talk about. You need to stay away from the now very expensive fast food and really focus on how you can get these nutrients through food. But the reality is you can't eat your way to a healthy vitamin D level. It's not possible. So you have to take a supplement for that. And when it comes to omegas, like I said, it's expensive to be able to eat that much omega. And magnesium, while you can, I love to get magnesium from dark chocolate, but it too is just one of those things that the way these three work together is just really effective. So you find yourself getting more bang for your buck, and having better results. And you can, on nutrientpower.org, you can literally go online. You can go to our partner, Grassroots Health, and you can order the test to get a prick blood spot, and they'll measure all three of those for you without you having to go to the doctor at all, and kind of and interpret the results for you. Because as you and I just know, you can get your vitamin D level too high.
Yes. And how much does that cost with grassroots? It's not expensive.
It depends on what it's actually a little pricey, but it's certainly, if you're paying out of pocket for whatever, or have been like having to pay, co-pays on tests, it may be worth it. And obviously the privacy of your home and the quality of the information you get, and the fact that you're supporting research on the general population, because it's all research driven, kind of makes it worthwhile and a lot of fun. So I highly support everything that they do. And their information is top-notch quality. Researchers all over the country are supporting that. Physicians as well.
With our food supply, okay, you just said we can't get enough D. I guess if we ate fish every day, or flaxseed oil every day, we'd get enough omegas. And you have to be careful with magnesium, because too much magnesium, you're going to spend time in a restroom.
That's a really important point that all the women that are listening should know. Magnesiums are not all alike, and magnesium citrate is extremely popular with women for that purpose, but it isn't going to help you in a lot of other arenas. So if you want to be able to get good sleep, you want to go with L-theanate, things like that. So again, those differentials are really important to know, but citrate only has one purpose and one use. You just named it.
And we're out of time. I'm going to ask you if you'd come back, but if you don't, I know where you live. So
yes, I'm quite certain we'll be together again.
yes, I am. I know we will be. Two things. Take a look at womenhavingconversations.com, as well as the Organic and Natural Health Association website, which is
organicandnatural.org.
gotcha, nonprofit. And thank you very much. Very enlightening. Thank you for helping to make America healthy again. Ooh,
Ooh.
where did I get anyway? Uh, um, so hold on a second, okay? I'm Mark Alyn, and we will be back. We have another guest coming up.